Okay.
Don't be in a relationship with someone who wants to be in a relationship and then live a single life and
High
then
five.
string that person
That
along.
was good.
So
Aujourd'hui, venez voir comment il m'a fait du bien. Fait du bien. Vialo samba fungoli banzela. Banzela. Olinga ngomba eyelinga ngolwe.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have bring a guest with me. So what's your name again?
Morgan, CEO 708 Magazine.
You didn't have to spell your name, but okay. He has a business. Y'all, I'll put his IG down below so you guys can go and look at that. It's amazing. I already seen it and proud of you.
Thank
You're
you,
doing
thank
big
you.
things.
All right.
He's a CEO himself.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
You were born ready or you ready now?
Yeah, let's go.
So my first question is, who do you think should pay for the first date?
First date.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. But I think if the guy asks the girl, then I mean, he should just fit the bill. I mean, you asked her out, so okay, you initiated the conversation, so go ahead. I think it's just a natural thing. That's like a easy thing to just it's not that difficult to understand. But yeah, go for it.
So you think the guy should pay for the first date?
I mean, if he asks for the date, then yeah. If it's the opposite, then I mean, I guess it would be the opposite.
So basically, you're saying whoever asks the person, like, let's say if I shoot my shot, I should be the one paying for the date.
If you, I mean, you don't have to. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
It don't matter who pays.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay. So my next question is, why do most guys lie?
Why do most guys lie?
And they lie about every little thing.
I cannot answer that because I can't answer for most. And
Do you lie?
I don't lie. What I do is I lie on
So you
for
do
birth-
lie.
for birthdays, anniversaries, stuff like that, so that I can do surprises. But other than that, that's about it. I don't see a reason to lie, honestly. Especially if you love that person, then why are you lying? Like, who cares? Either you down with that person 100% or you're not. So if you're gonna lie and you're not with that person 100%, then why be with them? That means you're still in the dating phase. So just go date and just, go mess with somebody else's life who's like-minded as you. So if you're gonna play with somebody's emotions, then allow somebody to play with your emotions the exact same way.
You don't lie, but what do you think? Let's say your homeboys, like, maybe, what do you think they do that?
Why do guys?
Yeah, like, why do guys lie? I'm really serious about this question, and I really do want to know why.
I can't answer that, but I mean, I can just say
What do you think they do it? No, you don't have to speak from a personal perspective. What do you think? Like, maybe they do because of this.
it depends on the individual. So depends on the individual's mindset. So if you're around a guy who cheats, you clearly know he cheats. You're gonna be around a guy who's gonna be manipulative like that. If you're around a person who, like, you're gonna know the vibes as soon as you meet that person. If they're a liar or if they're like straight up 100% with you. Example, like, you met me and you saw, you looked, and I don't know what you think of me, but I'm here and I'm sitting with you right now and I'm giving you the time of day. I'm not lying to you or anything like that. But you just picked anybody else. But you distinctively chose me out of a sea of people.
Now you're
of
feeling yourself.
guys.
Get up.
No, I'm just letting you know, though. I'm saying,
Okay.
but
Yeah, that's
that
right.
individualistic viewpoint that you have and being particular and precise, you understand what it takes to find that individual that you're looking for. And that's what I'm saying. You recognize that. So recognizing that, you'll understand a person that lies, then you will understand that's a liar. That person right there is a liar. You'll be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna mess with that person. And then you will recognize these things the same exact way you recognize that you can talk to me. Money should not be the rift or the deciding factor of if you love that person or not. Now, that's more materialistic, and so that speaks different love languages. So if you're with a person whose love language is money, then you understand that.
You gotta spend money.
So if you want to be with somebody like that, then be with somebody like that. But you gotta understand those differences. So if that guy doesn't want that, or if that girl doesn't want that, or vice versa, whatever, 50-50 should just be thrown out the window. Because honestly, if you're living together, and who cares if the lights, like, who pays for the lights, Who cares if who pays for the rent? It doesn't fucking matter. You're all living there. Like, you both live there. It doesn't matter.
That's on my channel.
Sorry about that. So I'll repeat it over. There we go. Eddie.
Okay.
So going back to the 50-50 in a relationship, it doesn't really matter who does what, It's like, it just doesn't matter. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and, you got to pay the light bill, it doesn't matter who pays the light bill. You got to pay the rent, it doesn't matter. You're both living in that environment, so it doesn't even matter. The thing is, you both have each other. You both hold down each other. That's what really matters. It doesn't matter about who's paying the bill. So, I mean, it's like, you don't have shoes on your feet? Okay, let me put some shoes on your feet.
I got you.
Oh, you thirsty? Let me get you some water. It doesn't matter if you can afford it or not. It's just, the point is, do I got you or not? And vice versa. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, you gotta pay for this. Oh, you gotta do that. It's like, that's crazy. Like, am I a kid or am I a grown man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sorry, Eddie. But I mean, it's really just, you're trying to figure this whole thing out. There's no real answer to all these, because each individual has their own love language, and you have to be compatible with that individual's love language to understand
Love language.
that this is what you want and this is what they want. And then the two meet, and then you're good. So get with a person who's like-minded, who understands you, and then all this will go away.
Okay, that'll lead to my next question. Do you think love language play a big part in relationship?
Do I think
Love languages, those 5 things, right?
Yeah, because if you get with a person whose love language is touch, but then let's just say the guy isn't affectionate, the girl's gonna yearn touch. So then what's gonna happen? Either she's gonna jump ship and go with someone else who's actually going to touch her more, or she's gonna have a rift in that relationship because you're not touching more. But then he doesn't understand that, because that's not who he is. So now you got with a person who doesn't understand your love language. So yeah, I mean, you got with a person that you knew does not do what you want them to do because you possibly thought you can change them. And it don't work that way. You can't change a person. You have to find that compatibility, find that person that works for you. Works for you, works with you. That's what you're looking for. Not a person that you can mold and change, and hopefully down the line, you knew that person when you got with them, what they were capable of. And you thought that you were going to change them, but you really know that you're not. So why are you wasting time with that type of relationship or going at that approach,
Yeah.
All right.
So, okay, thank you. You're leading. Now you're leading more of my question.
Okay.
So, what you just say was my next question. Now my next question is: so you can't change a person? That's what you were trying to tell us right now. Or do you think a person can change?
You can change a baby, but you can't change a person. A person's mindset, belief system, and everything has already been ingrained. Example, I could tell you the world is flat, and then you'll lose your mind. But you might go up against me and tell me that it's round. But then I can tell you, look up in the sky, you'll see the sun and the moon at the exact same time. And then, are you looking around the globe to see the moon, or are you looking around the globe to see the sun? But when you look up in the sky, you can see both at the same time. So I can also tell you, education can teach you that the North Pole is up. That's what education can do. But the North Pole is actually across. So there's things like that that can be taught, that can teach you different things, and those things can be ingrained in you and you believe it as truth, because whatever year you're born, that's the year that you're born into your truth, and anything before that doesn't exist to you. So you don't even think about what existed before you, prior to you, because you don't believe that that even existed too much, because you didn't live it. So your truth is your reality of what's happening right now.
Right.
And that's what you're born into. And that's your belief system that's based off of that. So if I was born years ago during riots, racism, different things like that, then my belief system would be ingrained in me and I would be thinking something totally different. So now we're fast forward to today. You talk to a person who's born today, their truth or their belief system may be something totally different from all that, because they didn't see it.
Right.
They don't live that life. They didn't live it. So it's something totally different. So poverty, war, different things like that that you're born into, that's somebody's lifestyle. Somebody else isn't born into it. So those are different truths. Same time frame, but different truths. So changing that.
So you
can
can
be
change a
difficult.
person. It's very difficult. It's hard.
It's very difficult. The only way to change a person is through, basically, what is it called? Indoctrination? What is it? Doctrine or something like that? Where basically where you educate that person constantly, you're feeding into their ear over and over and over again. So like education, you know? You're in school for like 12 years, forced to learn a history, but not your own.
Right.
Okay? So you understand the values of a history, but not your own. And it's ingrained in you. So then you grow up thinking that this history is the apex of what you should attain, when in reality that culture is not it. Because they're not telling you about your own culture. They're wiping it at the exact same time.
Okay. That was good.
Okay?
So my second last question, I have one more before this. Do you think education play a big part in relationship? Let's say, for example, you already finished school and everything. Would you date someone who didn't go to college?
I think it doesn't matter as long as you're in love with that person. Depends on how 100% purely you are with that person or for that person. So yes, and yes. It
So
doesn't matter.
education is not a big part in relationship. So
Well,
it depends.
yes, it is. So it depends. Okay, so when you say education, there's a huge difference between educated and education.
That's right.
Okay, so educated is something totally different. You can be an educated person who didn't go to school.
That's true.
Okay, so you can have business, you can have different things going for yourself as an individual. You didn't go to school for it. However, you got buildings, properties, or whatever it is that you're building. Maybe you got a hair salon. It doesn't matter, but you didn't go to school for that. So you can be educated, but not getting the education, like going to college and different things like that. So no, it doesn't matter about that part. Now, do you want to date someone who's not educated? Now that's a different question. And it's like, no. And I think you understand that.
What do you mean?
Well, if a person isn't educated, you don't want to be with a person who's not educated. Just period, you know? It's just, you just don't.
You know what this guy told me?
What?
He said I was too smart for him. So I shouldn't, like, that's just
Right.
the level of education over there was just, so I was up here, he was here somewhere.
Yeah.
And should just let him go. But anyways, yeah, my last, okay, it's not a question, but our last, any advice would you give to us young? Because he's a big man, y'all. We are learning from the best. This is the CEO himself. Hopefully his relationship is good.
Oh yeah, it's tight. Yeah.
Good.
It's great. Yeah.
When are we seeing the wedding and everything?
I think we're too loud. Yeah, we're too loud.
We're gonna go now.
Yeah, we're too
Anyways,
loud. Okay.
any advice for relationship you can give to young us?
Relationship wise, either you're gonna be with that person or you're not. There's no need to cheat. Because if you feel like you need to cheat, then you're with the wrong person. That's
So
it.
don't cheat. Don't play around, basically.
Be with the person you're gonna be with. Don't Like, if you feel the need to go elsewhere, you're with the wrong person. Just be by your lonesome and do what you're gonna do with all those other single people. You know, be single, doing single things with single people.
Okay.
Don't be in a relationship with someone who wants to be in a relationship and then live a single life and
High
then
five.
string that person along.
That was good.
So you don't want that. Why string someone along for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, and then steal that person's youth? It's like, no. Be single, live a single life with single people, do your single stuff, get dogged by a single person, back and forth or whatever, live that crazy life, but individually, like by yourself. Don't drag someone else along who's not there for that type of ride. That's not what they signed up for.
So if you want to be single in peace.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's
right?
it, you know? Why bring in all this emotional baggage when you don't have to? You know? You don't need it. You don't have to manipulate or, you know, break people's hearts.
Yeah.
Just do you. But do you by you.
Do you by you.
Right.
What do you mean?
By yourself. Just
Oh.
move on. Yeah.
So go do you by your own thing.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So we good?
We good. Thank you so much, Morgan. And what
Okay,
do you want to
cool.
tell my people? Tell them anything.
Tell them anything? Well, hey, Morgan, CL708 Magazine. Subscribe. Hit that like button on this video once you see it. And then also subscribe to 708magazine.com. You can look at a free issue if you like. And go from there. All right. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Whee!
Aujourd'hui venez voir comment il m'a fait du bien. Via lo sambwe fungoli banzela Olinga ngomba eyelinga ngolwe Salaire à 20 000 et beaucoup